baby. Alrighty everyone, welcome to Discin' with Wink. This is Audubon Park Disc Golf Course in Garland, Texas. At about 6,800 feet, Audubon is a semi-wooded 18-hole par 57, 3 par 4s, and 15 par 3s on the property. It is scoreable, but with long grass and low ceilings on many holes, it takes an above-average arm to get consistent birdie looks. There was a landscaping crew right next to the tee box, so I'll voice over this first shot. It's a fairly unique starting hole. It has a subtle S shape to it, snaking left and then back right at the end. The final third of the hole is a low-ceiling tunnel through the trees. The play is to utilize the airspace right and get the disc swinging in low at the end. For a righty, it's a flex forehand with something overstable. I've seen some people throw a big hyzer right that crashes through the trees, but you're kind of rolling the dice a bit with the kicks. I prefer the pure line up the gut on this one. I'm flicking my beefy felon on a little Annie flex here.
Man, I almost got it down in there. Bit of a headwind got me a bit scared that it was going to get lifted. Man, I absolutely juiced that approach shot. I've got maybe like 20 feet, 25 feet, coming straight back up. Damn, that hurt my knee. All right, this might be one of my favorite holes on the course. I love this one. It's 440 downhill, kind of turns to the left of it a little bit. It's hard to get it to push straight enough and get all the way to the basket. You really want to swing it out right, like I'm just a big flat, flip to flat hyzer. But if you swing it out too far right, that clump of trees on the right is going to block you. So you really got to throw something that's going to either finish too far left of the basket and accept you're going to be in the scrub and going to have a 30, 40 footer. Or you throw something that just flips to flat and just barely skirts the left edge of that right clump of trees. I'm going to throw my overstable trespass. This one flips to flat when I get a good move on it. Especially since we're a touchdown wind, I don't think, not too worried about turning this thing over. And honestly, that's the miss on this one, is to maybe turn it over a little too much. Not bad. I hit the gap, got to flip nice and flat, but I'm going to be a little bit short. Maybe like a 40, 50 footer. I might be a little blocked out by that tree. We'll see. All right, there ain't really a whole lot I can do on this one. I guess I have a slight run, but this tree's really blocking the standard putt I'd throw, where it kind of moves a little right to left. So I can throw a little Annie, but there's also kind of a high ceiling and it's a little downwind. So I'm not super hopeful about this one. Probably just another boring par. I gave that a better run than I thought. All right, so this hole might be the hardest hole on the course. It says it's 445 and it's a little downhill, but man, there's just no clean gap to the pin. And the grass is always so long out here and so sticky, you never really get any good skips. I think if you had an absolute monster of a backhand, you could maybe throw a flip to flat, just drill it all the way there through the low ceiling, but I don't have that kind of juice, and so there's kind of two plays here. There's the forehand up the left, kind of conceding your par, just pitch it up about halfway, 2/3 down the hole, and pitch your next one over by the basket. Or you can throw the backhand, which can kind of get you maybe a little bit closer, maybe like halfway, 3/4 of the way to the basket, but it's definitely a bit riskier, and if you hit one of these early trees, you aren't going to have like a good look at par. It's going to be much harder up and down. I think the backhand's more fun, so I'm going to throw the backhand, but honestly, if I was in a tournament, I'd probably just throw the forehand. I threw the trespass pretty good on the last hole, so I think I'm gonna try and give it a go here on this one. Yeah, I could get away with that on that hole because it's all downhill, but here it's a little uphill at the start, and I just basically turfed that bad boy. At least I'm around the first kind of clump of trees, so it shouldn't be too bad of an up and down, so we'll see. Man, I didn't think I was too bad, but if the whole sign is correct, then I've still got probably 350 in or so. You can hear that hawk over there going ski. So yeah, I think I'm gonna throw a flip out backhand, see if I can just sneak her down there. It's one of those shots where it's kind of hard to go long, so I think I'm gonna disc up and just, if I go long, good for me. It is so sweaty today. The chalk bag is gonna be an absolute game changer. And that's why you don't throw something that flippy there, Jesus. Honestly, I'm not too sure how I ended up over there. I must have really like pushed through those thick bushes or kind of kicked through them or something weird like that. There's nothing solid to really get a kick off of, so I'm actually not sure how I even ended up over there, but I'm maybe like 80, 100 feet, just sort of an easy pitch up. Not really a good chance to run it. This is the best angle I could get on it. Man, I spent so long looking for that one. I'm sweating like crazy. All right, this one's a real shorty, hole 4, 180 feet. You got the cliff right behind it, but honestly, you got enough bushes back there. It's pretty hard to actually like get it all the way down there. It's still a tricky shot though. The gap's pretty small, as you can see. So as long as you can beat the gap, it's usually a pretty straightforward birdie. See if I can make up for that lazy, slappy bogey on the last hole. Ooh, baby, I am sweating so much. Sweating like crazy. This is definitely the sweatiest day of the year, by far. And having to look for my disc for 5 minutes on the last hole definitely doesn't help. Just gonna throw a little glow wizard. I like this one for kind of straight, short putter shots, so. It's pretty good. Hard to do much better than that. Beautiful view on this hole. Much needed bird to bring the score back to a reasonable spot. All right, I hit the basket for an ace on this one last time I played here a couple days ago. This one is 268 all over the gorge, and the tricky part about this one is that the tree that overhangs the basket, the limbs kind of stretch out and overhang the kind of the front part of the canal or of the big ditch. So. And if you go down there, it's death. Like, I don't know if you're getting your disc back if you go down there. So I think the play is to, just pump it in there and keep it low under those branches. Sometimes you can get lucky when you flirt with those branches, but when you get it up too high, very easy to just get smacked down into oblivion. So yeah, like I said last time, I hit the basket on this one. So let's see if I can ring up an ace on camera. That'd be pretty cute. That'd be pretty cute. Ooh, it is sunglasses time too, baby. It's real hot, real bright. I'm gonna throw a Raider. This is probably technically too much disc, but this is kind of one of those holes where it's hard to go too long. A lot of the times when you're gonna end up shooting long, it kind of knocks down close. So I like to play for the long throw and just pump it in there and just hope for the best, baby. This is a super overstable Raider too. This thing is just beef city, straight from the butcher. Kind of gave up on that one a little bit. Standing on the tee box, the basket looked closer than normal, and so I was worried about just pumping it way too far. So I dialed back a bit and hit the overhanging branches like I warned about, and I think I got a little lucky and ended up right on the edge. So finally some shade. I am absolutely melting out here. So yeah, like I said, I got a little bit lucky. I'm kind of right on the edge of the ditch over there. I'd put you behind my shot like I normally do, but I ain't going down in that ditch, and there ain't no spot to put you. There ain't no spot to put you. So I think I actually do have a look. I'm a little bit further right than I expected. I thought I was gonna be right behind this big tree, and it's thick enough that if you're right behind it, pretty easily block your shot. So I've got a look maybe 40, 45 up the hill, so I can really give it a run. So if I leave this one short, give me a kick in the nuts. So yeah. Man, that looks so good in the air. I thought that was in. I gotta show you the view on this one, all right? Look at my putt here, all right? Like, I know it's only 10 feet, 15, 12 feet, but the basket right behind the tree, man. You better believe I'm getting my disc flip on this one. Oh, I don't know what I was tripping about. I was in all day, baby. In all day, 100%, no doubt. I just realized I had the ISO on 1600 the whole time, so hope maybe the image looks better. I don't know. It'll be a good test to see if it makes any difference at all. This one's like a straight 90-degree dogleg right, maybe like an 80-degree dogleg right or something like that. 530,
maybe if you were a ginormous arm, you had like a cannon of a forehand, or you were a lefty backhand, maybe you could get it down there to give yourself a putt. But I just don't think I know I don't have the forearm to get it all the way around there. I think my best forearms could maybe just barely get over that canal or the little creek that you can see kind of running through with the thick bushes right over there. But I just don't think it's worth the risk of going in there, because it's a pain in the ass when you're in there. So I like to play it just left, just short of of that little creek with the big bushes, and then play an easy pitch up for the bird if I put a good tee shot. But this is a pretty demanding tee shot, honestly. I mean, it's pretty narrow, low ceiling, and you can see how the hill kind of right here kind of dips up, which makes it for a pretty hard gap to hit. I always throw it low and short, or I saw it off left. I almost never hit the trees right, so I think on this one I'm really going to try and tell myself to like push it more right, as close to this right edge of these trees as I can before it fades back left. And I'm definitely not throwing anything that can flip like that. I'm throwing something that's pretty straight. Normally I'd throw like a ballista or something and just juice it up there, but honestly I'm putting a good move on it today. I'm throwing it pretty far. I'm getting good snaps, so I think I'm going to throw the Leopard 3 on this one. Pretty straight, downhill, downwind, so I think it'll be the right disc. Oh, man, it was looking so good. Oh, that was looking so good until it freaking, I don't know if you can see, but it was looking so nice, and then it just got the biggest hop right into the middle of the crap, I'm sure. So we'll see what I got down there. It's not as bad as it could be if you're a little bit further left in this canal, a little bit over here. Then the bushes get pretty tall and it makes the approach shot pretty tough. This one's at least doable. With that low ceiling, man, it's hard. It can be tricky to get it all the way back there. So let's see if I can. That's my goal, man. On this is another one of those throws where like it's pretty tough to go long on this one. So I'm just gonna pump it, and if I get it long, I get it long. I'm kind of between discs. I'm either gonna throw my super beefy Felon and just throw a like anti-flex, or I'm gonna throw my kind of flip to flat Insanity. The Insanity I think is the one that could actually go long. The flip to flat, we'll see. I really want to throw this. It's a bit more consistent, but you know. Oh yeah, Felon all day, baby. A little high, but I got away with it. Man, I thought I was a bit closer than this. I've got maybe 35. Definitely outside the circle. And this low ceiling right here is gonna make it tough to get enough snap on it. This hole's always tricky, man. It seems so easy on paper, but whenever you get up here, this hole always plays a bit trickier than I expected to. See if I can steal one and get to under. You know I'm getting my Texas flip. Ooh, baby. Man, that was the best feeling putt I've hit in weeks, man. That was drilled dead center. Felt so good out of the hand. Let's go.